This is Daily Truths for Living with Bishop Dr. Mark S. Harewood of Light Ministries International.
But let us be honest this morning as you listen to me. Let us be honest. Joy is not what fills our heart when we face such trials as disease and accidents and pains and sorrows and disappointments and suffering and death and even the consequences or whatever of this pandemic. Of course, joy is not the first place we go. When severe trials come, too often we despair, let's be honest, and we become discouraged and we in a corner defeated. The reality is most of us certainly do not joy in the midst of trials and temptations. However, I want us to understand this morning that the Bible is very clear. There is only one way to face trials and temptations, believers, with a spirit of joy. Wow. With a spirit of joy. I want us to notice, sometimes we miss these little words, but I want us to notice in our passage that the degree of our joy in trial is all. All. We should never see any trial that comes into our lives as an exception. God places all. God places all trials into our lives for a purpose. I need for you to say that. Every particular trial and whatever in my life that I'm facing right now, God has a purpose for it. Say that. Instead of complaining about our troubles, we must rejoice in them. In a total point of view, God's point of view. Come on. Everything that comes into our lives as Christians is a point of joy. It sounds crazy, but that is where the world can't understand us because they think we are crazy to be trusting a God that is causing so much pain and causing so much trouble. It is the sin in the world, but we have that joy. The Bible says that we must all joy when trials come. We must understand that everything that comes into our lives as believers is a point of joy. Here, Hebrews chapter 12, verses 1 and 2. It says this, therefore, we also, since we are surrounded, you see, we got examples, church. We are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses. We got to make the effort. Believers, yes, you and I, we've got to make the effort. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which so easily, because when you're worrying, you're sinning, by the way, easily ensnares us. And let us run with endurance the race that is set before us on that narrow road, looking unto Jesus. Who are we looking to? Oh God, where does our joy come from? We talked about this last week in terms of being able to, we are joying not that the situation don't have us a little sad. It's not that the situation is not overwhelming us maybe, but our joy comes from the fact, listen to it here, that we are looking unto Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith, who, for the joy that was set before him, oh Lord, he went through it before us, endured the cross, despising the shame, and he has sat on the right hand of the throne of God. That is why we have joy, because we understand we are not alone in the fight. We understand that in the midst of what the enemy would seek to tell us, we have a God who is all powerful and cares about us so much that he gave his only begotten son. And the Bible says that Jesus is not cooling up now somewhere in a heavenly beach and drinking heavenly drinks and cooling up. No, the Jesus, the God we serve, Jesus, the Bible says is sitting at the right hand interceding, and you talking about joy? All joy. Why? Our joy ain't about skin in our teeth. No, not that false kind of joy. We have a joy and a confidence in the God that we serve, that he will bring us through no matter how hard it is. Somebody put your hands together and give God a praise, for he indeed is worthy to be praised.
Stay tuned for another episode of Daily Truths for Living with Bishop Dr. Mark S. Harewood. God bless you.